Dear Diary, today was weird and exciting and a little bit gross. It started at breakfast. I was eating a waffle with syrup and singing to myself when I bit down on the corner and felt something wiggle. At first, I thought maybe there was a crumb stuck, but then I poked it with my tongue and it moved. My tooth. It's not the first one I've lost. I lost one on the bottom last year, but this one was right in the front, the kind of tooth everyone sees when you smile. I told Mama, and she smiled like it was good news. You're growing up, she said. I didn't feel grown up. I felt like I had a secret stone in my mouth that was about to fall out any second. At school, I kept wiggling it with my tongue. It made me talk funny. Josie noticed and said, "You sound like you're underwater." I laughed, sort of. During lunch, I took a bite of an apple. That's when it happened. A little pop. And then, there it was, sitting right in the middle of my apple, like it was proud of itself. My tooth. I held it in my palm all the way to the nurse's office. She gave me a tiny envelope. It said, "Tooth Treasure," on it with a cartoon of a smiling tooth in sneakers. I stuck it in my backpack and felt kind of special, like I had joined a secret club of people who knew what it felt like to lose something tiny but important. The rest of the day, I talked like I had a bubble in my mouth, but I didn't mind. Everyone kept asking to see the gap, and I smiled like a jack-o'-lantern. When I got home, Daddy made a big deal out of it. He said, "Let's see that pirate smile," and gave me a gold chocolate coin. I love when he does that. Makes little things feel big. Tonight, I put the tooth under my pillow. Mama said the tooth fairy only comes if you're really asleep, so I tried to lie still, even though I kept giggling. But I started thinking, too, about how weird it is that our bodies change without us asking, that something can fall out of you, and somehow it means you're growing. Dear Diary, I lost a tooth today. A small thing, I guess, but it felt big, like the beginning of something I don't fully understand yet, like my smile will never look quite the same again. Love, Lily Mae Whitmore P.S. I hope the tooth fairy leaves glitter. I don't even need money, just a little sparkle to say, "Good job growing." After dinner, I went upstairs to brush my teeth. Well, tooths, it feels weird to say that now, because one is gone. When I looked in the mirror, I smiled. At first, it looked silly. There was a big space where my tooth used to live. But then I looked again, and I kind of liked it. I looked different, not worse, just more like someone who's in the middle of becoming someone new. Mama came into the bathroom while I was staring at myself. She stood behind me and looked at my reflection. "You know," she said, "you used to be scared of losing your teeth." I nodded. "I still kind of am." "That's okay," she said. "Growing up can feel like losing things sometimes." I didn't know exactly what she meant, but it made my chest feel warm. Before bed, I sat on the floor of my room and opened my treasure box. It's not fancy, just a shoebox with stickers on it. Inside are drawings, feathers, a dried flower from the park, and a penny I found on the sidewalk that I thought might be lucky. I added the tiny envelope with the tooth inside. I know it's supposed to go under my pillow, and it will. But I wanted to look at it one more time. It's so small. Isn't it funny how something so tiny can feel so big? I started thinking about all the other things I might lose as I grow. My favorite stuffed bunny, the way Mama tucks me in, the sound Daddy makes when he pretends to be a monster. What if those go away too? Then I remembered something Grandpa said before he passed. He said, The best things don't leave, they just change where they live. Maybe that's true for teeth too. Maybe my tooth doesn't live in my mouth anymore. Maybe now it lives in a story, in this diary, in the way I'll remember today for a long, long time. Dear diary, I'm a little scared of growing up, not because it hurts, but because it means saying goodbye to little things. But maybe each little goodbye makes space for a bigger hello. Today, I said goodbye to a tooth. Tomorrow, I might say hello to a new smile. Love, Lily Mae P.S. I left the light on a little longer tonight, just in case the tooth fairy needs help finding me. This morning, I woke up and reached under my pillow, with eyes still closed. At first, I didn't feel anything. Then, paper, something soft and crinkly. My eyes popped open. A tiny envelope. Not the one from the nurse's office. This one was sparkly and pink, and it smelled faintly like strawberries. There was glitter around the edges, just like I wished. And inside was a folded note written in curly handwriting. Dear Lily, thank you for taking such good care of your little tooth. You're growing strong and kind and full of wonder. Keep smiling. There are many more to lose and many more to find. Love, TF. Also inside the envelope was a silver coin. Not money, really. More like a charm. It had a tiny star on one side and a word on the other. Shine. I held it in my palm like treasure. It didn't feel like a reward. It felt like a promise. At breakfast, I told Mama the tooth fairy had good taste in stationery. She laughed and said, "Sounds like she knows you well." I tucked the note and the coin into my treasure box, right next to the envelope with the tooth. Sometimes we keep things we can't hold on to forever, not because we need the thing itself, but because we need the feeling it gave us. And today I feel proud, not just because I lost a tooth, but because I didn't hide it. I let it go. I let myself be a little silly, a little scared, a little excited. And isn't that what growing up really is? Dear diary, if I ever read this again when I'm older, I hope I remember this feeling. The joy of something falling out and knowing something else is ready to grow in its place. I think that's kind of beautiful. Love, Lily Mae P.S. I smiled with my gap-toothed grin at everyone today. And you know what? It made them smile back. Tonight before bed, I did something a little silly. I stood in front of the mirror, grinned my big gappy grin, and said out loud, "Hi, future me." I don't know why. It just felt right. Like maybe one day I'll look back at this moment and remember how it felt to be almost 9. How big a little tooth could feel. How every tiny change is secretly a doorway. Maybe that's what growing up really means. Not getting taller or older or better. Just walking through those little doorways, one at a time, and remembering to leave them open for who we're becoming next. Dear diary, I hope I never forget the magic in small things, and I hope I always leave space for wonder, even when my smile is full of grown-up teeth. Love always, Lily Mae P.S. I think I'll write a story about a girl who loses a tooth and finds a whole new world inside her pillow. Maybe that girl is me. Before I close this page, I want to write a quick note to someone special. Dear future Lily, if you're reading this, maybe you're taller. Maybe you don't even remember how it felt to lose this tooth. Maybe you have new worries, bigger ones. Maybe you've forgotten how special the little things used to feel. I hope you haven't. I hope you still believe in small magic, in glitter, in secret notes, in quiet courage. I hope you still smile with your whole face, even if your teeth are straighter or bigger or different now. I hope you still write, still wonder, still listen to the wind outside your window, and imagine stories inside it. And if things ever feel too big, just remember the day you lost a tooth and found something even better. Love, Little Lily P.S. Don't forget to check under your pillow. There's always something waiting when you believe there might be.